Kit Guru's friends at DeepCool sent me some hardware to build into a PC. I've got the MaCube 110 case in black that James reviewed a few months ago. It's only £40. I've got the ST500 Plus cooler here that Luke reviewed quite recently. That is £60. I've got a 3-pack of fans, the CF120 Plus triple pack, that's £40. And I got a power supply, which is the DQ850M V2L, that trips off the tongue, 850 watts, gold rated, £110, far and away the most expensive thing on the table at the moment. And I've got this, a graphics card holder, which has RGB. It's got a fair amount of tint. James commented the front panel appears to offer a fair amount of obstruction to airflow, and now I can see exactly what he means. The top as a magnetic dust filter is quite open, and so is the rear, where you have the single fan, which I'm sure is why DeepCool sent me these extra fans. This might actually be quite fun. The MaCube 110 is a micro ATX case, even though it looks like a small ATX. So my motherboard of choice is this MSI Mag B560M Mortar Wi-Fi. I'm going to use a relatively tiddly Core i5-11400F processor. F means no graphics core, but of course I'm using a graphics card. We have some G.Skill Trident Z Neo memory, a Sabrent Rocket 4.0 SSD, Arctic MX5 TIM, and once the motherboard assembly is together, I'll have a look inside the box with the cooler to see if it makes sense to install the whole cooler out of the case, or whether I should put some mounting brackets on first. Just realised the cooler might already have TIM applied, in which case perhaps the MX5 won't be necessary. Ah, the anticipation, the thrill. On with the bracketry for the cooler. I'll put the cooler in once the board assembly is in place. That's the smart move here. Before I put the motherboard in the case, we should turn to the fans. I've decided I'm going to ditch the rear fan, put one of the RGB fans at the back, and let's have the other two at the front. I can lose the graphics card support because I've got the accessory that DeepCool sent me, and I don't need this drive caddy, so let's pull out some of this stuff and put in the more pretty stuff. This triple pack of fans, it's a slightly kludgy setup they've got. So we have one hub for the fans themselves, PWM hub, and there we have a separate RGB hub. So each of the fans needs to connect to both hubs, which is why I'm going to give myself a maximum amount of space to hide things in. Looks like a single thumb screw there. There's no extra hardware. I have the option of removing one SSD mount is there, another is there, and then we've got this sort of channel for cables along with a whole bunch of cable tie positions. So it's time to actually install some hardware, starting with the rear fan. Two fans at the front. Going to put them on the inside of the frame, so I'll attach them from the outside like so. Power supply. We'll have the fan at the bottom to draw in cooling air. I'm quite glad I removed that drive caddy because it gives the cables plenty of space. Time for the cooler. Bit of a peel. And off with the fans, so we've got access to the mounting screws. First job is the thermal compound. And then the cooler, which is symmetrical. And on with the fans. Our graphics card is this Gigabyte RTX 2080 Super, which will just slip in below the air cooler. The principle of this ST500 ARGB graphics card support is fairly straightforward. So your graphics card sags slightly and you want to lift up your corner a bit to make it all look lovely. And DeepCool provides this accessory for £20, which is a metal bracket with an ARGB strip along here. And the idea is that you slide the bracket in like so. It goes into the two expansion slots directly below your graphics card. Bracket thus. That adjustable pad will contact your graphics card and hold it up, and then of course, as the graphics card will now be forcing the bracket down potentially, you get this foot that screws in here to support the bracket. But of course you might be using this bracket in an ATX case or some such, so you've got a whole series of extension pieces, so you can like so and like so, and thus you can support your graphics card in most cases. But we're not interested in those extensions because we've got a micro ATX chassis, and I'm not at all sure that I even want that piece there. My first thought, however, is that this micro ATX chassis chosen by DeepCool and this bracket chosen by DeepCool, I slide it into place approximately like so. And to my mind, what it actually is an air fence. My graphics card is more or less sealed to the floor of the chassis. Air has to come in from the end, which is curious. On the other hand, RGB. So, you know, on the one hand airflow, on the other hand RGB. I'm going to have to see how this works in practice rather than theory. After 15 minutes of trial, tribulation, swearing and general cursing, I've come to the conclusion this GPU support will not fit in this micro ATX case below this graphics card. There just isn't the space. It needs a bit of clearance below, and possibly the shroud in the graphics card is the wrong shape. Anyway, I'm giving up on that, parking it. I'm going to button this back up and get it running. Got a question mark over the airflow of the front panel, but worse, it's blocking the RGB. Let me give you a side view so you can see those front fans a bit. Much better. And that's the DeepCool build finished, and it's looking very smart. The RGB, that also looks very appealing. While there's absolutely no need for me to do any temperature testing, I have done so. I've run a combination of Cinebench R23 and TimeSpy stress test simultaneously. That's drawing 390 watts or so at the wall socket, of which the graphics are taking 190 to 215 watts and the CPU a mere 92 watts. It's a Core i5, remember, and that CPU is running at 4.2 gigahertz all cores. Temperatures are absolutely fine. The GPU is running at 69 degrees and the CPU at 67 degrees. So, a success. And that's our DeepCool build finished.